If Christmas feels overwhelming to you, grab a cozy blanket and a cup of hot cocoa and curl up on the couch and stay with me. I'm going to share 5 simple swaps that will change everything this season. And number 5 is going to surprise you, I promise. I just thought of another one I want to pop in before I finish. So at the end, there'll be a bonus tip just for you. Number 1 is ditch the Christmas cards and newsletters. I know to some of you this is sacrilegious, but hear me out. For years, I created an elaborate newsletter called the Yuletide Yawner. I owned a desktop publishing company, so it was kind of right up my alley. And to kind of soften the delivery, I always included a quote my Uncle Amar had included in a letter decades ago when I was in high school. He said, "Christmas is the time when all our friends and family are waiting with bated breath to hear the latest, most intimate details of our lives." For years, I was under great pressure to create this elaborate newsletter and to make it very aesthetically pleasing. But after time, it was just another burden, another thing to do, another thing to check off. The truth is, I love to get cards and newsletters from my friends and family. I always read them. So if you send them to me, please keep sending. But for me to send them just became something I did not look forward to every year. After not sending even a card for over 2 decades, I have not had one single person say to me, "Gosh, we didn't get your great newsletter this year. What's happened?" No one noticed. It's fine. Number 2, don't get any new decor. You don't need more to add to your piles of stuff. I don't know if you've seen her on Instagram, but there's a lady who I call the "you're just bored" lady. And I will look up her actual handle and put it somewhere here so you can see it because she deserves credit. Her shtick is pretty regular. She's usually walking somewhere, holding her phone out to film, and carrying a cup of coffee, like walking through the woods or walking through her yard. And she says something like this: "You don't need anything from Target today. You don't need anything from TJ Maxx today. You don't need anything from Walmart today. You're just bored. Go home and do your dishes." And her theme is kind of the same template every time. Now, I love to look at Christmas things in the stores. But if you're anything like me, and if you're in midlife, the chances that you really need more are minimal. Don't just be bored. Don't just buy more stuff to do out of boredom. You don't need it. Use what you have. It'll be fine. Number 3 is to outsource things or just spread them out. So let me tell you how that applies in my life. My mother started a tradition of making a Christmas breakfast wreath, the cinnamon roll wreath. It was in the Betty Crocker cookbook, and she made it every year, and it was a great family favorite. So I began to do that too. I carried on the tradition. And mine weren't as good as my mom's, I'll admit, but I did it every year. And eventually they became cinnamon rolls because our family was too big for a wreath to really feed everyone. But at some point, I said, you know what? I'm going to order cinnamon rolls from a local bakery, not just pick them up at the grocery store, but from a real bakery that makes really, really good cinnamon rolls. And I get them the day before, and they are delicious, and they taste better than mine. And then I don't have to make them. It's one less thing on the list of things to do to make me busy. And I love that. And the family loves the cinnamon rolls. It's fine. When we moved to Florida and had no family around, we decided to start a tradition of our own. And because Florida in December is very pleasant outside, we decided to start barbecuing. And so every year at Christmas, we barbecued shish kebabs because that was fun. Everyone put it together. We barbecued. When we moved back to Utah, we continued the tradition of barbecuing shish kebabs, but it was a little less pleasant because I sent my husband out into blizzards to barbecue. And after a few years, he said, can we please have a new tradition? Because that's not very pleasant for me. So we decided to go out to eat on Christmas. Now, that's a problem because I didn't want to be contributing to the fact that some people had to work on Christmas Day. So what we did is we found a local Chinese restaurant where the owners and employees did not celebrate Christmas. They worked on Christmas, it wasn't their holiday. So we started going there every year. We went there for a number of years until last year. What we decided to do last year was to have our Christmas dinner the day after Christmas. Same restaurant, but the day after. Now, yes, sometimes it's busier depending on what time you go, but this meant that Christmas Day didn't have to be this huge coordination, hustle and bustle, especially as we have kids who have their own kids and have multiple families. let's just spread some things out so we can still have fun during the holidays, but not crowd it all into one day. You don't have to do that. It's fun. Number 4 is to continue events and give gifts that actually matter to the people involved. Many years ago when I was a newlywed, I went to a class on creating traditions, and it was mostly a bunch of newlyweds who were trying to kind of start new families. She had some brilliant advice about traditions. She said they don't have to be big, elaborate plans. If you do something twice, it's a tradition, and if you want to continue, you can. For example, one of her traditions was that she had this wide belt that was covered with those big, like reindeer jingle bells. And the day after Thanksgiving, she put this belt on and she wore it every day. So she jingled around the house all day, every day till Christmas. And it kind of drove people nuts, but it was such a funny part of Christmas that it never stopped. One of the drawbacks of this is that my husband learned that I had this new philosophy. Well, we've done it twice, we have to keep doing it. So now if we've done something once and we're about to do it a second time, sometimes he pulls back a little and says, okay, does this mean we have to do it forever? Because I'm not sure this is a thing I really want to do forever. So I have to kind of clarify, no, we can just do it 2 or 3 times, whatever. It doesn't have to be set in stone because I'm kind of particular about my traditions. What I've started to do is to ask my kids what things are actually important to you now that you're all adults. What do you actually want to do as a family? There are lots of things we used to do when they were little that we don't do anymore. And some things have changed up. For decades, we always made gingerbread houses together and set them all up kind of in a village. And last year, one of my daughters said, this year, could we make nutcrackers instead? Could we paint nutcrackers? Now, at first I was a little bit like, but the gingerbread houses. And then I reminded myself that the point is to be together as a family doing something fun. The point is not to do gingerbread houses. That's not the important part. So we got wooden nutcrackers and we all painted our individual nutcrackers, and it was really, really fun. And now we have these nutcrackers that we save and we can use every year. Our kids are in very different life phases than my husband and I are. And if you've seen some of my past videos, you know, I not only don't need more stuff, I'm trying to get rid of a lot of stuff that I don't really use and probably will never use. I'm trying to down stuff my house. So there aren't too many times when giving me a physical thing is really going to be helpful. So if anyone asks me what I want, this is what I say now. I say, I would like you to plan something that we can do together. That is more meaningful to me than anything, spending time with my kids. So plan something and invite me and we'll go, and that will be the best present you could give me. It's fine. It's more than fine. Number 5, decorating can be a huge issue. And I'm not just talking about buying decorations. I'm talking about setting up the decorations. So consider paring down and minimizing like I have. So obviously, no. I know I'm not close to being the most extravagant Christmas decorator in the world. We had a family in our neighborhood when I was growing up who, I kid you not, had an entire storage unit they rented, and it was filled with Christmas decor. And at Christmas, they hauled all the Christmas decor out and took most of their major furniture pieces in their house and put them in the storage unit. to fill their house with Christmas stuff. Their entire living room, which had a huge picture window in the front, was filled with a giant life-size Santa sleigh, some reindeer, a Santa, a Mrs. Claus, huge presents. The whole living room was this Christmas panorama. So I've seen some stuff, and mine's not like that, but I love the things that I have right now, and I love the things that I love. And as long as I'm able, I'm probably gonna be doing at least as much as I'm doing now. So pick and choose. Look at the return on investment of everything you do. Go ahead and minimize the things that aren't really giving you a big bang for your buck at Christmas. And go ahead and keep the things that you really love as long as you want to. It's fine. So if you want some easy ambiance in your house at Christmas time, I created a couple of hour-long videos that just have music that's holiday themed and also tripped over my grandson, and also video that's just Christmassy images, beautiful Christmas images and winter images and such. I'll put a link to that playlist in the description so you can just put that up on your big screen, have some pretty pictures and some nice sound every day as you go about your business. And guys, can you believe this is December in Utah? I just have a sweater on. And don't forget, if you have grandkids, get as many Christmas earrings as you can. As many. Are there any things that you've already simplified that have turned out just fine? Are there some things that you just can't give up and won't? Share them in the comments. Thank you so much for being here and for watching. I'd love it if you'd subscribe. It'd be a great gift to me this season. So, Merry Christmas to you all.